What's up, V people? This is Friday, and I wanted to take an opportunity to participate in the Fast Friday things that the OpenFaaS community does. For those of you that don't know what OpenFaaS is a function as a service platform. It's been very popular at KubeCon this year. It's shown up in the Docker community quite a bit. It works on Kubernetes and Docker Swarm. I tend to lean more towards the Kubernetes build just because of some of the stuff that I've been doing within VMware. It's a really cool platform, and I've been playing with it for several months now. I've done a lot of blog content on it. But one thing that I had to struggle with was when I wanted to deploy a net new environment, I would always have to deploy a whole new Kubernetes build, which could take quite a while. So I decided to integrate with vRealize Automation and build a single blueprint item that would deploy a single node Kubernetes build, layer on OpenFaaS on top of it. That way I could do some cool R&D work. Check out their Twitter account, which has the link to the webpage, openfaas.com. They also started up a Patreon page recently. I went ahead and started donating to it. They've got a decent amount of backers. It's a really great community. Alex has done an awesome job curating this community of people who really care about the product, care about open source. Definitely take a look at the product, take a look at the Patreon page. I know they'd love to have more people contributing so they can start to, or continue to grow the platform bigger than it is now. It was extremely popular at KubeCon this year. I'm really excited to see where it goes. So let's jump into vRealize Automation and take a look at what I put together. For those of you who don't know, vRealize Automation is VMware's cloud management portal. We use it to kind of bridge public and private clouds and act as kind of an automation layer on top of server deployments, services deployments, anything as a service. So there's a lot of stuff that VRA can do, but the big takeaway is that it's an orchestration platform, right? It's something that takes a number of repeatable services, automates them into catalogs or into blueprints that live within a catalog, and let people deploy from there. So if we pop over into the catalog, you can see we have this platforms tab. These are two things that I've built. This is just a single node K8s build on top of CentOS. It goes out, uses kubeadmin to deploy a single node Kubernetes build, standard stuff. OpenFaaS Kubernetes builds on that and deploys OpenFaaS on top of it. So if we go in and we take a look at our actual software components, you can see OpenFaaS K8 single node. If we pop in here and look at actions, we can see the actual installation script. I'm going to be exporting this out and loading it up onto VMware Sample Exchange so that it can actually be pulled down. You can upload it using Cloud Client into your vRealize Automation instance. That way it's able to be used by the community. I'll also be sending it out on my GitHub so people can fork it, add on, change it, all that good stuff. So I've already built, just for the sake of speed, I've already deployed the catalog item once, which here shows up in our items tab. We extend this out. So we can go and connect to this. Yes, I am a Windows guy who uses Bash. Come at me if you don't like it. All right, log in. So now if we do a kubectl cluster info, oops, words don't control us, not anymore. See, we have Kubernetes running. We can do a kubectl get nodes, kubectl get pods, kubectl get services. We can see everything that's running. See, the automated build went ahead and deployed OpenFaaS for us. It's got node ports set up for the individual services. We care mostly about the gateway service. So we're going to pull down some sample functions that I built and stored on my GitHub. So we'll do git clone github.com coded fast functions. Go to fast functions. We can see a bunch of stuff that I built in here. What we care most about is that stack.yaml. This is the file that actually tells OpenFaaS how to build these images. So we're going to edit this. We know this is a 10.0.7. 31112. Now we have a whole bunch of functions in here. We're going to do just one to show this demo. So I'm going to nuke that, and we'll nuke all these other ones as well. So what this is going to do is it's going to do a simple API call out to vRealize Automation and list back out all of our VRA resources. So I'm going to fill in appropriate content. So we're going to use my Docker Hub. We'll use the stuff inside of my home lab. Super secret password. All right, so that's all set. Now you might be wondering, how did I tell what the IP address was? vRealize will tell you. So that was the IP address that was deployed as part of this. It's part of the Infoblox integration that I have set up within vRealize Automation. So vRealize Automation will tie into existing platforms that you might have inside your enterprise or inside your lab. And this one specifically will go out to Infoblox and ask for the next available IP in a subnet and use that IP as a static IP on the box. Really good way to manage, IP addressing for catalog items. So I use the Sov Labs VRA extensibility modules to do the Infoblox integration, but we do integrate with Infoblox out of the box as well, so that you have a number of options there. Pop back in. So now if we do a cat on that stack.yaml, it's pretty basic, it's set up the way you want it to be. Now, typically we'd have this fast command, but it's actually missing. The automated build that I set up didn't include installing fast CLI. So normally we'd have to, well, right now we're going to have to pull it down and install it, but let's set this up for success in the future so that we don't have to worry about this again. So if we pop over into GitHub, fast CLI has its own GitHub repo. The install is just a single command line. So we're going to take this, we're going to plug it into the design tab and into that catalog item, which is actually a software component. Go in here, open up our script, we'll scroll down to the bottom. Right after OpenFaaS is installed, we'll just drop that line in. We'll go OK, next, finish. So now future builds will include automatically deploying that as well. So we'll go ahead and just trigger a build just for fun. Probably won't finish before this demo's up, but that's okay. So now we're going to pop back in and we'll simply pull that down. It's going to install the fast CLI. Now if I do fast, all right, looking good. Now OpenFaaS has the concept of templates. Right now we have no templates installed, so we're going to do a fast template pull, which as you can see is going to reach out to GitHub and it's going to pull down all the templates. Fetch 10 templates, a whole bunch of baseline ones, and if we look in this directory now, we have this template folder. So if we go cd template and look in, we have all these templates: C#, Golang, Node.js, Python, Python 3. So we have some options there for different platforms we can work with. So we'll back up one though. So the fast CLI is really, as you can see from the commands up here, it really handles the life cycle of functions within the OpenFaaS platform. So we're going to start off, we need to log into Docker Hub first. I almost messed up on that. Docker, login, CodeTR, Clint, super secret password, which is not the VMware 123 password that I used before. Alright, so we'll go fast build f stack.yaml. So what it's going to do now is it's going to build a container, essentially. It's going to take that definition that I built, that YAML, and it's going to craft a container out of that is going to be essentially that function. OpenFaaS will pre-stage that container and scale that container using Kubernetes as needed. So as more requests come through, there's a watch service that'll keep an eye on utilization, and it'll expand those containers and grow them. You can see all the components are being installed right now for this container as we would normally expect on any sort of a Docker build. Different pip requirements file set up, so it's using pip to install a bunch of different things. Building's done. We're going to do fast push stack.yaml. That's going to send it up into Docker Hub, make sure that it matches what we have already pushed in and update it if needed. So you can see it's pushing a few updates in. It's grabbing a couple of existing layers it's already found. Looking good. Waiting for it to finish. All right. We'll do deploy stack.yaml. Awesome. So that's there now. If we open up our browser now, again, we know that this is HTTP 10.0.0.7.3.1.1.2. We'll get dropped right into our gateway. There's our function. Drops into JSON and run it. Boom. So we've received a JSON response. So that function is actually working now. If we go back into our command line and we do a kubectl get pods, you can see that pod is running right there. It's been running for about 32 seconds. We can also use curl, and we can actually just curl that URL, blank data, and we get that result back. So you can see how it's really easy to get started. We've taken this from nothing. We deployed a catalog item. Well, I already had it deployed, but we logged into this catalog item. We were able to load these functions and actually get started very quickly and very easily. If I wasn't talking so much, it would have been only a couple of minutes. It's very easy to build out that stack file and add additional components using environment files to mask out some of those credentials so it's a little bit more secure. And what's really interesting about this is when we tie it into vRealize automation, we can start to attach governance to it, right? We can build approval policies around this. We can do additional day 2 lifecycle actions. We can be registering this to like a satellite or a spacewalk server. We can tie this in, like we already have, into an IPAM platform. We can add costing to it. So if we go in and we look at this item, we can see that they're actually, VRB is actually, or vRealize Business is actually, well, it's not yet because it hasn't fully ran, but after time, vRealize Business will start dumping out costing data for it. We can build approval policies that say, if we change the size of this to a higher memory, it's going to trigger an approval that an admin needs to do. So we can really get some of the best of both worlds, enabling developers to be able to deploy Kubernetes platforms while still putting governance around it. It's pretty cool marrying of the technologies, taking an open source platform, dropping it into an enterprise software and application server portal, and be able to actually consume it. So it's pretty exciting. I had a lot of fun building it. Again, I'm going to take this content, this catalog item, and the code associated with it, drop it on GitHub, drop it on the Solutions Exchange. Thanks a lot for taking a look at the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out OpenFaaS. Hit their actual page. A lot of great content on there. Their GitHub. They desperately want people to participate, do pull requests, help participate in the platform. And if you like what you saw, definitely jump on Patreon. Contribute to Alex. He's a great guy. It's a great community. It's a great cause. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate the time. Hope you enjoyed what you saw here. Hit me up on Twitter if you have any questions on getting started, @CodyDArkland, and check my blog out at thehumblelab.com. Thanks a lot. Take care, guys.